the rock pile on top of the rock pile. And we are standing now on the top of the summit, Mount Avalon. Rule number 1 of hiking: don't die. I hope we don't break that rule. Ah, good loop, Chris, good loop. This is gonna be a long day. It was worth it. Worth it. 6 years in the making. What's good, everybody? Chris here again. Chris Goes Outdoors. We're back up in New Hampshire this weekend doing a overnight, essentially a figure 8. So started off this morning at the Zealand Trailhead and working my way up the Zealand Trail right now. Then we're going to move off onto the AZ Trail, head over toward Mount Field, Mount Avalon, and Mount Tom. There's a section of the Mount Avalon Trail I have not done, as well as most of the A to Z Trail. And we'll backtrack, camp somewhere, and then hopefully hit Zeacliff, and then go up and over Mt Hale. So that is a tentative plan. It's about 20 something miles, and I think about 7,000 feet of elevation. So we got our work cut out for us. So the tentative plan is indeed tentative. Very subject to change. So we made it up the very easy 2.2 miles of the Zealand Trail, and we're now on the A to Z Trail. So this is a little bit more rustic, slightly more overgrown in some parts so far. And it's a bit of a roller coaster, so lots of little ups and downs along the way. But we got about 2 more miles from where we are. We'll hit the intersection and then head up for Mount Field, and then down to Mount Avalon. Continuing along the A to Z Trail, we just stopped for a little bit, ate up, drank up, packed up some water to carry with us. So we're about maybe half a mile, quarter mile to the intersection we want. So we're gonna head down the Wiley Range Trail toward Mount Field. And once we hit Mount Field, we're gonna hit Mount Avalon, and then from there, I don't know what we're gonna do. Backtrack somewhere and figure out life. Made it to the intersection of the A to Z Trail and the Wiley Range Trail, so we're heading up now. It's about 1 mile and I think about 800 feet of elevation, and then we should hit the summit of Mount Field. I don't remember that great of a view off of here, but there is at least some semblance of a view from what I remember, but we'll see when we get there. On the summit of Mount Field right now. Surprisingly, not too crowded, and there is a view. There's more of a view than I even remember, so we'll give you a look. The rock pile on top of the rock pile. The summit of Mount Field. Moving along to Avalon. So we popped over to Mount Field, and interestingly, not too many people. It's kind of like a hit and go kind of summit. There's nowhere to really like sit around, and the views are kind of small, and just like you pretty much need to stand to see anything. But the views were better than I remember, so that was pretty good. And we're back now past the intersection of the Avalon Trail, working our way down the Avalon Trail to Mount Avalon. It's about a mile and about 1,000 feet of descent. And then we're going to descend some more and then pretty much climb all the way back up what we just descended to go back to the A to Z trail in a big gigantic circle. That's the first part of our figure eight. I never said it was a smart figure eight, just that it's a figure eight. Heading to Mount Avalon, and I know that there's a good view here, so looking forward to it. We descended about 1,000 feet and about a mile down from Mount Field, and we are standing now on the top of the summit, Mount Avalon. Absolutely beautiful view from up here. The last time I was up here, it was, I think, -13, and I almost froze. And yeah, that was an adventurous hike. Much more manageable temps this time around, but incredible view. You can see back behind us the whole Wiley Range, Webster Cliffs over there. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Mount Washington, Southern Presidentials, amazing. We'll give you a look. We're descending the half-mile section down the Avalon Trail, and it is just like very, very, very steep. Have not been recording much. I have just been making sure that I don't die on the way down, because rule number one of hiking, don't die. I hope you don't break that rule. So after half a mile of the very steep descent from Mount Avalon, we've made it to the lower intersection of the Avalon and AZ Trail. So we're about to head down the AZ Trail. We're about to go up a mile and up about 1,000 feet. So just doing all that elevation all over again. Ah, good loop, Chris, good loop. Carry on and keep on moving. No idea how far we're gonna go today. We'll figure it out. I have no idea. We got to the end of our roughly 1 mile, 1,000 feet elevation ascent, and we've reached the Mount Tom Spur. Unfortunately, I do not think I can go up there. I am pretty low on water. It is getting later in the day, and I still have decent mileage to go. I've been up there before, and the view was kind of mediocre at best. I had to like put my camera on like a huge stick to get a view. I don't know if that's changed or not. But yeah, I am very, very low on water. Like, I have a sip of water left, so I'm going to keep going. If it wasn't 0.6, if it was like 0.1 or 0.2, maybe, but I can't be adding another mile, 1.2 miles, and doing it with pretty much no water. So we're just going to continue on, make our way back toward the AZ Trail and the Zealand Trail. Continuing along the A to Z Trail, and it's just like such a cool little trail, and like I think it's like right around 5 o'clock, so it's just like my favorite time, I feel like, in the woods. Reminds me of the Appalachian Trail. So essentially you put in a crazy day's work, and then the forest just gets kind of quiet, the light starts hitting right, everything just looks like magical. And yeah, you're just trying to find a spot to lay your head for the night, and it's beautiful. Like, I'm just surrounded by amazing trees, greens, moss, leaves, nice breeze blowing through. This is amazing. No idea how much longer we have to go. I've effectively stopped looking at the GPS because I don't want to know. I just want to keep going and get there when I get there. Made it to the intersection of the Zealand and AZ Trail again, and we're going to head down the Zealand Trail and then intercept the Ethan Pond Trail, which is also the Appalachian Trail. So not too far from here, and then it should be mostly flat for like the next like 2 miles. So let's get going. So we're at the intersection now of the Appalachian Trail. So Twin Way is back up that way. Ethan Pond goes this way. So northbound Appalachian Trail, we're heading that way. I remember coming through here very, very foggy and vividly at the same time. If any of you watch my Appalachian Trail videos, I was very sick coming through this section. The night I woke up at Ethan Pond, the tent site, it was just like even worse.
Next morning, in case you can't tell by my voice, I'm ill.
and across the whole presidential range while I was sick. It was not a good time. Well, it was a good time in hindsight, but anyway, we're moving on. Gonna head down the Ethan Pond Trail. I think it's about 1.5 miles or so to the intersection we're looking for the Zeacliff Trail. So good to see you again. I was making my way toward the Zeacliff Trail looking for a suitable camp, figured to find something down there, and I found camp fairly quick, and it wasn't that hard. So followed a path, and it led pretty deep into the woods, and this is a legit campsite. So, and it's not too bad. There is water fairly close, but it is a bit of a slog, and it's super muddy down there, just kind of nasty. So I brought, luckily, all my bottles, so I get 5 liters. I don't want to go back there tonight or tomorrow morning. And yeah, we'll eat up now because I am starving. And we'll proceed on our way in the morning. I think we'll have about 9 miles. It'll be like 8 trail miles, I believe, and 1 mile back to my car. Uphill though, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Sun's starting to set. Should be over the trees very soon. And we're all set up, so gonna eat, gonna get to bed. I am exhausted. I was up at 3 o'clock this morning, drove up here, hiked around however many miles, I don't even know how many miles, maybe we'll put it in the thing, and it's like 7 o'clock now, so I just really want to eat and get to sleep. But for now, pizza time. Tonight's lovely dinner spread, we have cold cheese pizza, bacon ranch, tuna, epic beef bar, a packet of ramen, and a Snickers for dessert. Next morning, day number 2, we are out on trail this morning, fairly early I suppose. I got up at like 6:30 and then ate breakfast, broke down the tent. I was out on trail maybe like 7:30 and yeah, moving along. We're already out moving down the very flat Ethan Pond Trail, which is also the Appalachian Trail, and heading toward the Whitewall Brook. So we will cross the brook and then head up the very steep Zeacliff Trail. It appears to be about 1,500 feet of elevation in about 1 mile. So it's gonna be a morning. We've arrived at the intersection of Ethan Pond Trail and the Zeacliff Trail, and beautiful morning, absolutely gorgeous. But we're heading down about 200 something feet of elevation, and then we're going right back up all of that elevation, and I'm almost positive that over there is Zeacliff. So we got our work cut out for us, to say the least. And then once we go up Zeacliff, we descend a whole bunch of stuff, and then Mt Hale is on the other side over there. You can't see it, but this is gonna be a long day. 1.4 miles up the Zeacliff Trail. Just so you get an idea of how steep the Zeacliff Trail is. So this is after the rocky section. We start going down to the brook, and then we have to go back up. So we haven't even started going up. This is just going down. This is down to go back up. Good times. Good times. Love it. And then that's behind us. Karen. we began working our way up the ascent of the very steep Zeacliff Trail. And the section I'm in now, I think it's about half a mile, and it's just like all up. It's the steepest portion from what I can see on the topographic map of the trail. But just to give you an idea, very, very upright and very, very down. But we're moving along okay. Loaded up on some water because I don't think there's much once we get up on the little ridge there. And then, yeah, make our way toward Zeacliff. The view, supposedly epic, so hopefully after this, it lives up to that tale. So excited to check it out. We made it to the top of the Zeacliff Trail and intersected the Appalachian Trail again, the Twin-Way Trail. So we're going to head down towards Zeacliff right now. Not too bad overall coming up the Zeacliff Trail. It is very steep, but I don't know, I thought it was fairly manageable. But moving on, excited to see the view from Zeacliff, finally. And it's Monday, so hopefully not too many people around. Check it out. About to head down the viewpoint to Zeacliff right down there. I remember specifically at this intersection on the AT, I felt so bad, like I was not feeling well at all. I wanted to get to the hut so I could make tea or something. And I remember being like, oh, I've heard this view is amazing. Heard it's amazing. Like, it's just like right down. I could not come up with the strength to do it. Like, I was like, we need to keep going like X amount of miles to find some type of suitable camp. And yeah. I had regretted not doing it the whole time because I've heard this is one of like the most amazing views in the Whites. So let's go check it out. So we made it. Finally to Zeacliff. 6 years in the making after I passed it while sick on the Appalachian Trail. We're finally here, and it is living up to the hype. This is absolutely gorgeous. Just like views everywhere. Beautiful blue sky today. Man, I got chills. Wow, this is incredible. We'll give you a look. I've been up here now probably like close to an hour, and I don't want to leave. Like, this is incredible. Just views for days. Absolutely amazing. Outrageously steep. Like, outrageously steep. And I don't know if it comes through on video, but that's that little flat section down there. That is the Ethan Pond Trail that we were on earlier. So it dips down into the brook and then comes directly up the side of the mountain. But incredible, absolutely incredible. Like, couldn't ask for a better day. It was worth it. 6 years in the making. we're down the descent along the AT, the Twin Way Trail. We're heading up the Lendahan Trail to Mount Hale right now. So 2.5 miles, I think it's roughly 1,500 feet of elevation. And here we are, the rock-filled summit of Mount Hale. Pretty much nothing to see up here. Just a wooded-in summit. I think there is some views from what I remember going down, but nothing crazy. But this is on the 48 4,000 footer list, and I finished my 48 4,000 footers on this mountain. Haven't been back up it since. Didn't think I'd come back up it, but working on all the trails in the whites, so here we are. It's kind of slow going coming up, but I think I'm just tired at this point. So we got, I think, 2.5 miles down trail and then about a mile back on the road. Not looking forward to that road. Gonna get moving. All right, we made it back down. We're at the Hale Brook Trailhead right now, up to Mount Hale. So now begins our mile-long and uphill road walk back to the car. I'm tired, I'm hungry, sweaty, but overall, incredible hike. So we'll begin our walk along the lovely, slightly uphill road. Get back to the car, hopefully. So we made it back to the car after the road walk. Drove down the road a little bit. As I was walking up, I saw a little entrance over to the water there. So I just literally just dove in. Oh, it was amazing. Amazing. Been sweating for 2 days straight and just chilling in the water over there. So just did a little swim, changed up, and beginning the ride home. So overall, it was a pretty great trip. I would not recommend it to anybody. Doing a figure eight like that is just complete nonsense unless you're doing it for a purpose. And in my purpose, you know, trying to hike all the trails in that area. I could have done that as 2 separate trips, but it just seemed kind of cool to do it as one. It, I think, was something like 22 miles in, I think, 7,000 feet of elevation. I'll put a thing up when I figure that out. And yeah, overall it went well. I feel good. I don't feel like I'm in like terrible pain, and I had a great time. I'm pumped to have chosen to come up on a Monday though for Zeacliff. People did end up coming up, but I had that view to myself for probably like a good half an hour easily. And it was fantastic. So couldn't have asked for better weather, better day. And 6 years in the making. So we finally did it. Got Zeacliff. And yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.